Ooh. What's that?
Yeah. Get high.
Get high. Oh, I can only do that for so long. I really.
My ass literally thought we had a new intro when I looked up. It was just an ad.
Nope.
I'm just like, what's this 8-bit shit?
Oh, no, of course not. We're not going to be doing that. That'll be for the Unnecessary Gaming Show that I don't even call those fucking streams anymore. But, I already fucked up. What's up, guys? Episode pre-show. How you doing? It's going to be starting in about 3 minutes. But we all know it's probably going to be a little longer than that, but it's okay. It's all good in the hood. What is up? I am Mr. Nick Diaz, and I'm not by myself this time at the very beginning of the show. I'm with Roxy, Ganja, and Jet. First of all, Roxy, how you doing?
I'm okay. I slept a little better.
Oh, well, that's good. Very good. How about you,
I'm
Ganja?
so tired, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired, too. But, Ganja, how you doing, sir?
I'm feeling nice and great and wide awake.
Oh, yes. Very good. I know. We were playing lots of Call of Duty earlier, some Warzone and everything, you know.
Shooting up a bunch of random people on the Facebooks, all that good shit.
Oh, yes. No, it was fucking difficult, man. We got our ass kicked today, but it is fine. It is nice.
We'll do better next time.
One of the things, too, though, guys, is in the chat, there's a game coming out soon called Call of Duty Cold War. It's another Black Ops sequel. Make sure to get on Ganja and say on these streams, Ganja, we would like for you to play it so he can actually get it, because for some reason he's thinking of not doing it, and that's just fucking stupid.
You damn right. Mostly because it's already going to be free.
No, only the Battle Royale's going to be free.
Hey, that's what I like.
Oh my god. Anyways, Jet, I know you're going to be getting Cold War, which is great. You know, me and you will be playing Call of Duty together, just like we always do, right, Jet?
I'm not going to fucking war, bitch.
Well, no, but like the video game. You've done worse than that. You've been fighting big-ass dragons and shit in Monster Hunter. You know, you're going, killing a bunch of fucking things.
I ain't going to war.
Well, you know what, though? Oh, shut the fuck, Ryan. Huh. Yeah. What is it good for? That song was a shit, especially when Bone Thugs did it. Remember that song?
I do. Yeah. Actually, that brings up a good question. You remember when the Iran shit was popping off, like, the early month before Corona hit up?
Wait, what?
When COVID, like, before COVID hit, remember that Iran shit that everyone thought World War III was going to pop off?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got a question. A little theoretical question. Miss Jet Jackson.
Yes.
If you got your draft card, what would you do?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You must be out of your fucking mind.
Well, no, but you have to go to jail if you don't go to the war.
Then guess what the fuck I'm doing?
You'd rather be in jail instead of have a gun to defend yourself and be able to shoot people?
Yes. The fuck
I'm sorry, I'm going in. Draft my ass. I ain't going to jail over here, eat cat food and shit. Get the fuck out of here with that mess.
Up in this bitch. I'm dodging like a motherfucker.
You know, what?
I gotta put that cough at the end so they don't actually think I'm.
Yeah, because that's a felony offense. You're going to jail.
Honestly,
so I'm definitely not dodging the draft.
She gonna die. But the thing is, though, Rox, what were you gonna say?
honestly, my plan is just get knocked up. I ain't going nowhere. I'm pregnant. You can't send me out there.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
So how about the dude, though? He's like, well, I had sex, so I can't go
Nope.
now.
As long as there's a woman at home to take care of the children, it don't count. Patriarchy fucks us too, bro.
Okay,
Damn,
hear
dude.
me out. I chop off, like, your Achilles heel, just, like, nick it a little bit.
No.
Exactly, but you have an injury. You can't walk, so that's how you stay here.
Babe, let me go serve, and I'll allegedly switch sides depending on the nation country we're fighting.
By the way,
You
too.
ain't going nowhere.
No, I'm seeing that's a pride thing too. Now I would just try, just take me to the war. I'll go over there. I'll try my best to fight as well as I can. And if I get out of it, I can be like, "Yo, guys, I went to the war," and I can just use that like when I go to bars when I'm 60 years old and you know everyone's having a good time to come in there. You know what I saw out there? I've seen some shit and just ruin everybody's night. That's gonna be great. Get to do that forever. You know what I mean?
No. You know what? Actually, all offense. I'm not going to war over some fucking oil or some other fucking dumb shit. I'm not dying because of that bullshit.
Okay, here's the thing. We're gonna get fucking deep here, guys. I don't think that was for oil. Like I think that literally everyone tries to like come up with some shit to be like, hey man, there's conspiracies, bro. Dude, they fucking like blew up the Twin Towers. Like I think we just really want to fuck them up after that.
But we've been bombing them like fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my history class didn't teach me that. They said we were great Americans. Dude, fucking in school they don't like to tell you anything, dude. I remember like just being like this this young boy just thinking like we're always victimized, you know, poor America. Oh, we're such great human beings. Man, dude, if I still believed in the shit that they told me at school, I would totally be a Republican. Like easily. But luckily there's enough people around me to be like, hey, dude, you need to look into that shit. Why don't you read a fucking book? Like, not from the school, but like a library book. It's like, okay. And then the internet came about. What's like one of the first things you read on the internet, Jet, that made you go like, "Oh, this is how this is." It wasn't what it was taught to me in school.
Shit, I can't really remember. That would have to be like, how old am I now? Almost.
I mean, you had to be like a fucking at least a decade.
Yeah, it'd be like 8 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I was saying like at least a decade, but I guess you're even before that. Robert, he's saying influenza epidemic. He says that's I guess that's one of the things that he had to learn on his own. Gold Leader saying I'm going to use human shields. I don't think anyone's gonna allow you to do that though, man. By the way, Mauricio saying then get a custom color. Oh yeah, saying it to Austin. Like, yeah, all you guys gotta do is get a custom color in your own Twitch, and then it shows it to whoever the color that you want. As far as me, I'm not able to change that through here. Streamlabs is the way it is, unfortunately. But I will say, though, Streamlabs is actually a pretty good company, though. They've helped me out with a lot of things. I will say that XSplit needs to add their own version of that shit into their own fucking, Surface or whatever. Because, yeah, I'm not using OBS. Shit's fucking terrible. Anyways, though, how about you, Ganja? I know you talked about this story before. You said that there was a particular thing that you want to learn more about as far as history goes. But what was that thing, just to reiterate?
In what regards?
And the regards to, like, what's the first thing you looked up on the internet as far as, like, history goes? Something you learned? That
all right, I thought we were still talking about, like, what we do if we got the draft. It's like, damn, I could go to the historian department? Shit, sign me up. I'll avoid artillery shells real quick and teach you history.
You probably could.
But,
go ahead.
Honestly, the first big thing, honestly, was the Wii stuff. Like, all the different, like, studies that were coming out and showing that disproving, like, a lot of the main facts, like, it kills brain cells, which got disproven, like, all the way up to, like, 2005. And then the way the study was done was very, like, poorly done. Mm-hmm. Like, one of the things they did was they hotboxed the monkeys, but they didn't allow them to have, like, oxygen. So it was just, like, this big old funnel of smoke. And then they killed the monkeys, checked their brains, and they found out, like the brain cells had died, but, like, they didn't take into account that, like, when you give an animal carbon monoxide, nothing but carbon monoxide and THC, they don't receive oxygen, which is no one smokes like that. Someone takes a hit, and then they breathe, like, a few hits afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
No one just straight straps a machine onto them and goes, like, fucking Darth Vader mode on it.
Well, another thing, too, is, like, even if you don't put the weed into that, if you're in a fucking, like, cage or something that's closed off from any air and you lose oxygen, that will also fuck up your brain without smoking.
Yeah, anything could do that shit. Fucking your farts can kill you with that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've dealt with it myself, farts to my fucking face. Gene, what is up, man? How you doing? Looking over here in the chat. Glad that all you guys are here, actually. I know normally Corey would be starting at this point, and these shows are actually a little bit later on in the day. But I'm glad you guys are here. And by the way, Gene, really appreciate you being in the Discord last Saturday, man. Hopefully I see you again this Saturday. We can watch some more movies, shoot the shit, all that good stuff. Roxy, though, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked these two. What's like one of the first things that you learned on your own that school was wrong about?
Well, I think one of the very first things was Indians and Americans were not friends. They did not just willingly give up their land as an act of friendship and solidarity.
Yeah. That was the big thing. For me, it wasn't that, but it was very close to that. It was the slavery stuff, where basically we had these Arizona textbooks, and they told us basically that we gave slaves opportunity. And it's like, oh, they're able to work, and that's what jobs are just great, that kind of fucking thing. So that was ridiculous.
That was the next thing I learned, actually. With us, I don't know what they told you guys, but for us, what they taught us, which thankfully I knew was wrong, they were basically like, oh yeah, the slaves like signed a contract to willingly come over here and be our servants for America to help us build a proper land for everybody.
Yeah.
Bitch, what?
It's fucking weird that like they didn't. About happy Indigenous People Day. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. We're talking about this fucking thing. But yeah, no, it's so I'm glad to know in a sense that like I wasn't the only person that was in a fucked up school that said fucked up shit.
Shit, my history textbooks gave us a win that we weren't even a part of. Like, I fuck with Alan all the time, but Canadians, they have this win in World War II that's like one of the biggest things that like set them apart from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
In American textbooks, we straight up say we won that shit.
Yeah. It's like, how about winning is subjective? Fucking.
No, it's something like, how like capture the battle, like flags and all that shit, like real like binary winning.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time Canadians ever caught like an actual win in war. And in my American textbooks, it said we did it.
And Canadians are so fucking nice that they even like argue that. It's like, oh, fine, have it.
I mean, besides Alan, yes.
Alan is basically just like the embodiment of all anger that Canadians don't want to have, and Alan's that guy just walking around, yeah, fucking shit.
They just sent it to him like a fucked up Goku.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, guys, I don't know what got us into that particular conversation. It's just like, I'm very glad that internet exists so we can actually learn things and teach ourselves shit. You know what I mean? I was thinking him and Adam from YMS. What's that? What's YMS?
I don't know.
Fuck. Wait, what?
I think I should know.
Young Metro Shooters? I don't know.
Your movie sucks. Oh, okay, yeah. No,
also, happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving. What do you guys do, by the way, Ryan? You guys just sit there and just like, hello, please, thank you, please, thank you. Just do that.
It's similar to the American Thanksgiving. They celebrate, the genocide of the indigenous people of their land and how much bounty and food they get to have because of that genocide.
Well, I'm sorry for making a joke there. I actually, I don't know. I don't know how, because I don't even like our own Thanksgiving, to be honest. Like, I know it's about pilgrims and poor people, and then they're like, oh, you're coming over here. I was like, okay. Like, whatever the fuck that is. And, like, I'm pretty sure there's more to it. But all I know is that it smells like bad food, and everyone's just fucking, and I hate that shit. I fucking hate it.
And it's the most unhealthiest food you could possibly. Everything's fried, sugared, sweetened.
And just that smell never leaves your house.
It's the buffet before you get to Christmas.
But it's like fucking 5 days of that smell being in your house, and everyone's like, you want breakfast? Sure. And they pull out a dead animal out of the fucking stove. Then you got leftovers, and that's the meal for the next 3 weeks. Yeah, and I don't even eat that shit. So I'm over here like, just like, can you please bring some Doritos? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's fucking.
You guys, your parents basically, you and your parents basically get stuff done like really early, so basically you guys could like sleep for the rest of the day.
No,
or do you guys get it done like late at night?
Late at night and in the beginning of the next day, like literally at 4 in the morning and shit.
That's what we do. Like, we do it, like, really late at night and then go on, like, early in the morning. So, like, actually on Thanksgiving, we actually sleep the entire fucking day.
I do think, though, that to an extent, like, Thanksgiving is not, like, except for the food, no one really, like, super celebrates Thanksgiving. Like, do you feel like...
No.
Yeah, because, like, Christmas, I think there is some kind of Christmas spirit, like, whether or not it's something that we've created up in our fucking heads, but there is a spirit, and the cold and everything, just wanting to be inside and just, like, I love you, Mom and Dad, that kind of shit. But I never got the Thanksgiving, like, ever.
It's because you don't like food.
True, but then, like, look at Easter. I don't like, eating bunnies or whatever the fuck Easter's for. And what's Easter for again?
Jesus.
For Jesus, not for eating bunnies.
Oh, okay. It's just like, the bunny's always running away, and he's like dropping eggs and shit. Like, oh no, I'm so scared, I'm shitting myself, and eggs are falling everywhere. And everyone's like, I want to find the eggs, like. By the way, isn't that the thing that we all hate doing is looking for shit, and then we have a day just dedicated to looking for shit? Fuck that. But anyways, we're gonna moving on for a second here. Double Toasted has started, so if you guys want to do that, then go ahead. But they're only gonna be doing their whole like, hey, email us at email.email. So you guys can chill with us for the next 10 minutes and so, because we are gonna just fucking scoot right by all movie news and get into this thing. Bill Burr got himself in trouble again, Mr. Ganja.
What you do this time, Mr. Butter?
Basically, because here's the thing: the article that pissed me off and made me like really want to read into this and do it on the show is the fact that it says, if this thing pulls up, you stupid fucking, there he goes. It says SNL Bill Burr's cold open controversy explained, and right away I'm irritated because for one, I'm so sick of shit that doesn't need to be explained. Always having an explained article. Like, remember like all those comic book movies that came out in the last few years, and it's always like this weird like. Deadpool, explain. Like, what needs to be explained here? Like, he once upon a time shoots a bunch of fucking people and makes a bunch of jokes. Like, I don't understand that. But now we gotta explain comedians' fucking jokes. Like, they're just jokes. That's the explanation. Is that a stand-up comedian was doing stand-up comic shit. Basically, one of the things that he pissed off, some of the people that he pissed off was white women, gay people, and people that are going through their own issues with COVID. One of the jokes he made about the COVID thing is saying, like, hey man, we need less people out here on these fucking streets. Traffic is a son of a bitch in LA. I can't fucking stand it. We're all gonna die anyways. So if your weak friend with asthma is taken by COVID, good. Who gives a fuck, right? Mm-hmm. I understand it's gonna piss people off, but he's made this joke. Do you know who
Bill Burr is?
Exactly, and he's made this joke fucking 10 times in the last 5 years. Before
it's
COVID
just a differentiation. If it's not fucking COVID, it's a flu. If it's not flu, it's cancer. If it's not cancer, it's fucking AIDS. If it's not AIDS, it's some other goddamn disease he thought of on stage at that moment.
He's even made a joke on his latest special, Paper Tiger, about we to lessen the herd of people on this fucking earth, they should set ships on fire. He was like, they should blow up the ships because cruise ships is a good amount of people, the good kind of person to take off the earth because they're not doing anything anyways. You know what I mean? Like, these are the jokes he's done, and now they're mad about this. And the whole big thing that I'm mad about here is that he talked about white people or white women. And
I was about to say, like, 1 out of 2 of those don't make count.
Exactly. Because, like, the thing about the white women situation is him basically saying that, they complain so much about all these things, but now they've overtaken the woke movement. He's saying basically that, they finally found a way to make it about them. Like, oh, we're so repressed. We're going through all these things, us white women, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess people are upset because it's like, I don't know if they're saying that he's sexist against women or something. But it's just like, yeah, he said white women. He didn't say women.
Honestly, he didn't say anything that I haven't heard activists in the streets say about the suburban middle class white woman demographic. Yeah. This is a specific demographic that he's talking about. And I've heard this complaint by actual activists that these people just show up, takes photos for the Instagram, they leave, they don't bring supplies for people, they don't stay when people get hurt to help them. They come, take their photo, I'm a good person, and dip.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's the biggest thing about this too. That's just annoying because we've had so many comedians bring stuff like Dave Chappelle, blah blah blah. But like, they're the cool comedians. They're the comedians that everyone's gonna be like, "You're great no matter what."
Be listening to me. Why the fuck you asking what y'all thinks?
Yeah, exactly right. But like, another big thing that really bothers me about this too is just the fact that like these things need to be brought up in general. Social media has already made these jokes before Bill Burr made them. And by the way, social media was not joking. Remember the whole Justin Timberlake thing happened in 2016 where he was trying to fight for black people saying that they appropriate too much of culture, blah, blah, blah. And they're saying like, hey, Justin, you do that too, you fucking asshole, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, though, it's like, yeah, and that's just on the music side. That's just on the entertainment side. That woke movement stuff and all those particular things have completely been stolen from white women and some white men, some gay white men, etc. And it's like, I'm not trying to say that white women are bad or gay white guys are bad or whatever the case may be, but it's like, this is what happens when you keep taking people's shit and trying to appropriate it to make yourself be the cool guy in the fucking room. I actually hate this, and I know there's some people in our chat right now that has done this. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say your name or anything, but there's some people who put their big white face on the avatar of their Facebook page and then put BLM right next to it. It's like you're taking their thing. This is not your time, right? Like when there's black dudes, George Floyd being one of them, killed on a fucking camera, you know what I mean, etc. And you're like, you know what? Yes, Black Pride, and you're a white guy, and you just put your picture as a blank fucking square. Like, you're not making a difference in the world. You're just making this about you. You want to be that cool guy. It's like, dude, move out the fucking way.
That's enough activism for today.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna wipe my hands with that.
Woo, man.
Woo, nice hard work.
Change society takes a minute.
Yeah, it's stupid. And then, always like, just, I make sure to put my face here right next to BLM. There's so many celebrities who do that too. There's celebrities who literally will go by a bunch of other black celebrities, chill with them, and then have like a big sign like hashtag Black Lives Matter. And it's like, once again, you gotta put yourself, I'm white and I'm right in the middle of this group of black people. They like me. Black people like me, so you black people on the internet should like me too. Yeah, woo. No, fuck that. That's fucking annoying. But with all these things I'm saying though, Roxy, I'm gonna get your opinion on this. Even if Bill Burr's shit was actually pretty on the head, right? It's like, do you feel like people should have a reason to be complaining about this?
Me, personally? No. But I can understand why they would be upset. I can understand, why they're upset about it. I'm going to try not to dig too deep on this one, but again, if you feel yourself offended by it, I want those same people who he's allegedly offending to question themselves, to look at themselves, and understand why you're mad. Other than, like, he's addressing me, I'm mad. Like, what about, what factor or what character type, archetype, whatever the fuck, what exactly is he addressing about, allegedly you, that's making you upset? And can you break this down and talk this out?
Yeah, exactly. Like, can you actually, like, I don't know, make it more readable for anybody? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking, too, is like, okay, if you can somewhat understand why you even made the joke in the first place, there could be a dialogue that can be open to discuss it with other people so everyone can understand the same point or whatever, and then these jokes will probably stop, or maybe people can stop thinking about this in general in this particular way. But, like, Jet, I'll ask you, has this been an issue for you? Like, versus just Bill Burr even telling a joke? Because that's, I mean, a joke's a joke, but it's like, have you noticed this being a problem too, with some people like kind of overstepping their bounds and taking the woke movement for themselves?
They've been doing it forever. Like sometimes they actually actually really do want to help, and other times it's just like they are trying to change it into their own thing to try to get like what's the word? Trying to think. But anyway, they've been doing that shit forever. And honestly, it's no surprise to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not a surprise to me either. But at the same
look
time,
at biggest example is look at the Black Lives Matter and how people suddenly ran up and tried to turn that into All Lives Matter, and that was mostly the white people doing that.
yeah, and the same thing goes for like this fucking like companies doing that shit too. We had an issue back in 2017. We actually talked about it on our show, but there was like this weird like, oh, cops are not so bad, give them a Pepsi. What was that Super Bowl commercial?
That was like
Kylie Jenner.
No, not Kendall Jenner.
Kendall.
Shit.
One of those genders.
Yeah.
Not genders, Jenners.
Jenner's. Dude. Jesus Christ.
You're either fucking Kendall or you're fucking Kylie.
A true binary that actually exists.
Or you know what? If you're not binary, you can be a fucking you can be a fucking Kim. You can be a Chloe.
Yep.
You could be a Courtney.
You can be a Corey. No, I'm just
Be a Chris.
Well, I mean, hey, can Travis Scott take the last name too now? Travis Jenner, since he's with Kylie. I don't know. I think that should be a thing. Travis Scott's one of the genders now. But anyway, or has gone to say one of the genders. But
Also, they're not married, so he can't take it. I don't think.
And they broke up.
They broke up.
Hey, at least he had like a big ass McDonald's deal. So there's that.
Shit, he's gonna probably be eating a shit ton of McDonald's just to kind of get over and fucking breaking up with one of the richest girls out there. Like that's, I thought that'd be a bigger story. I didn't know anything about that. Fucking A. I don't know.
It's not the first time, I guess.
Yeah, Jesus.
From what I've seen.
Man, I hate that we're basically transitioning into this, but the thing about the Jenners and the Kardashians is that they're also famous for also taking other people's significant others. That whole thing is a whole mess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely.
Like
is.
you won't find. Acting, I don't know about Courtney. I don't know if Courtney did it, but Chloe, Kim, Kylie, and Kendall all are known for basically taking other people. Hell, their friends' boyfriends.
The same thing with Chris.
Oh yeah, Chris too.
Yeah.
The mama too?
Yes.
hell.
Well, shit. No wonder where they learned it
They
from.
learned it from.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that shit. But the thing is, though, looking back,
They got it from their mama. They got it from their mama.
You stupid. But then, to bring it up, though, just to kind of bring it back to what the fuck we're talking about. The thing is like, what I'm worried about with this kind of stuff and people being so upset all the fucking time about these things is like, comedy's gonna get shitty, man. Like, this is a fucking thing that happens with a bunch of shit, with movies and everything, etc., where it's just like, something is just too much for somebody to handle, and they can't take a joke for what it is. And the biggest thing about this too is like, he didn't go too far with the joke. Like, I can understand if that's the case. Like, Dave Chappelle did something recently where it was like very anti. Huh?
If you listen to Bill Burr on podcasts where he's just like sitting down, not giving a fuck, he says a lot worse shit.
A lot worse, and it's still not even that bad. I won't even get mad about the worst shit that he says because it's just a joke. And then at the same time too, it's like, there's more to it than just him complaining about things. That's not what his thing is.
You know the difference. I gotta explain this because I can feel like this is one of those topics that could easily call us out for being like hypocritical or some shit like that. Because we do call out comedians that do hurtful jokes or like very stereotypical jokes.
Shapiro.
Yeah, but I feel with Bill Burr, I think the reason I give him and Dave Chappelle a pass is their goal in order to make these jokes are truly the benign comedic goal of trying to make you laugh. And they're not so married to the bit that if like enough of their audience says, I didn't like that, they're going to keep using it. Because as much as they want to say, hey, this is my own intelligence and my own feelings and my own thought-provoking things I'm sharing on stage, at the end of the day, they are really comedians who want to get entertainment and they want to make people laugh. So if somebody's not hitting, they're not going to keep saying it as long as they're going to keep saying it. Like, that's the main reason like Dave dropped a lot of his old jokes from the old days that were very homophobic and very transphobic. Mm-hmm. And he still gets shit on for the stuff he does do now, but like, at least he changed with the times. Bill Burr's also like that. And then a lot of other comedians. All right, so I'll bring up the biggest one that everyone knows, Joe Rogan. When he does his podcast, and his stand up, he's no longer in the realm of just like telling bits and jokes. He's now trying to become a thought leader, in per se. So like he has other baggage that goes on with his stand up. It's kind of the same thing with like the right wing comedians that you see a lot, especially when you get like someone like what's that fucking dude, Steven Crowder. But fun fact, he was actually the guy that voiced Brain from Arthur. He was the original voice actor of Brain. So Brain went on to be an alt-right dude that supports Nazis and the Kyle Rittenhouse guy.
It makes sense.
A little bit. But he's like basically like a wannabe right-wing comedian. But like all his jokes are like vile, hurtful jokes. They're almost on the same like level Ari Shaffir, where they're only designed to hurt people and get a reaction of like the cruelty of being a jokester, rather than entertaining people in the general sense. Like their goal is to get a reaction out of you. Where Dave and Bill, yeah, there's a little bit of that, but mostly they're just trying to tell their bit and their own personal outlook on life. They don't have like, oh, I'm trying to raise right-wing consciousness in America, or I'm trying to change how people think, like Joe. Like they really just want to tell their jokes. Like the whole Dave Chappelle special, I know a lot of people are looking for him to talk politics, but he literally just said, well, let the streets talk for themselves. I trust the kids. And I think a lot of these people that want celebrity worship are fucking idiots. And that was like almost a good portion of the show, besides his own personal connection with police brutality.
The biggest thing about this, too, is like I want to also just put out there that it's like me being a super hardcore Bill Burr fan, I'm not like so into him where I can't see where he can be wrong on shit, because like there's a thing he did with Theo Vaughn on the podcast where he had a huge fucking attitude with him, was treating Theo Vaughn like shit, while Theo Vaughn is like a nice, super happy, stoner guy just chilling, and Bill Burr treating him like shit. And like that's the thing, it's like I can see how Bill Burr can be an asshole, but like this is a very, very basic ass NSL stand-up bit. Dude, fucking 4 years ago, before everyone found out that Louis C.K. was jacking off in front of girls or whatever, he did a bit on SNL, the same stage Bill Burr was on, talking about raping kids. Yeah. He was doing a thing talking about how, man, fucking kids must feel really, really good, because even though when people get in trouble, they still try to do it. And everyone laughed their ass off, and it got all these likes on YouTube and Facebook and everything. People were talking about that's one of the best NSL stand-ups ever. And he's talking about fucking kids, and people are more concerned about hurting white girls' feelings than Louis C.K. making jokes about fucking kids. And by the way, it's like, I didn't like that bit that Louis C.K. did, but I thought it was an okay SNL stand-up thing. I didn't like get mad and get offended because I know it's a joke. But at the same time, it's like, if we're gonna get mad at jokes, get mad at that one. He's talking about fucking kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing to me. And like the whole Dave Chappelle thing, it's like he said some very anti-trans stuff. And granted, I know it's a joke. I know Dave doesn't hate, trans people or anything. But, like, still, no one really called that shit out. It was like, oh, yeah, Dave Chappelle did that joke. It was funny. It's like, is it because you guys are scared to not like the black comedian? Is that what it is? Or is it like, I don't know, is it because he's more smiley when he makes a joke and Bill Burr sounds like he's being more authentic or something? Like, I don't understand why this fucking thing is a story and needs to be explained to people. It's like, dude, comedy really does not need to be picked apart like this during a fucking pandemic. Like, no one is getting work. So many comedy stores and everything, or comedy stores. Wow, I'm so lost in that documentary. So many stand-up comedy places, like bars and everything, clubs.
Like, Spencer's Gifts.
You just go in there and buy a joke. Oh, get me the Uncle Led Zeppelin. Or, wow, I was going to say Led Zeppelin section. Forget it.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
He's got comedy stores. He's got Led Zeppelin t-shirts, y'all. Come get your manifesto and Led Zeppelin.
Oh, I'm going to edit that part out. No.
You too can free the proletariat and enjoy some hardcore rock and roll.
And, get a bag of shit on the side.
This place will be in Las Vegas, by the way, if this even exists. That will be a fucking thing. But yeah, it's just like, my biggest thing about this, though, is like, there's so many comedy clubs going down the shitter and everything now because of the pandemic, because no one's going to go out there and risk getting sick to go watch some guy tell fucking jokes. But then it's kind of like, yeah, but you can't enjoy it from home now because everyone wants to be on the internet and type in the keyboard. I think that was really offensive. It's like, you guys are going to ruin this just like you fucking ruin movies. And like you ruin music and everything. I'm telling you, man, consumers and people that watch things and like take in entertainment are some of the worst things to happen to entertainment sometimes. I mean, I think fucking audiences are the reasons why movies suck today. And they just kind of give you the same old remake and sequel bullshit constantly. And that's where you're going to start getting shitty comedians. Because comedians are not going to take your shit no more. Tom Segura got in trouble for saying the word retarded on one of his things. Remember what the shit that Richard Pryor used to say?
Yo, he went off on gay people once. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, I do.
And this kind of goes towards the earlier segment of the show where we were talking about like white people appropriating shit.
Yeah.
Well, you had like in the early '80s, you had like a lot of the more bourgeois gays coming up, like upper middle class gays, who were like getting uppity about like certain things, and rightfully so to a certain extent. But they were the reason I use the term getting uppity is they were being mad only about what was affecting them, and they didn't care like they didn't like get involved with anything that was going on with the black community at the time. They didn't give a fuck about anything that was going on with the Latino community at the time. It was really just their white gay community focus. And it's something that I'm glad like the LGBT community has come out and tried to correct later, especially in our generation. But that was a problem back then. And Richard Pryor literally just went up there and just went in on them and talking about like, well, we would need help. Where the fuck were y'all and shit?
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot do that fucking now. Any comedian would try to do that now and call out a particular type of group. You would just get your ass fucking canceled in all types of ways. Now, I don't think like cancel culture is a real thing because you'll still find revenue surface, but your access to like mainstream millions of dollars, that's going to slow down.
Yeah, man. And I mean, it's just funny, yeah, because you brought that Richard Pryor thing up, and Mauricio on the show was talking about A. Murphy and Delirious. Dude, that's one of the biggest fucking stand-up comedy shows I've ever seen. Like, that's my entry into comedy. So it's like, yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. Imai, by the way,
I don't know. That intro is a little more funny, and knowing that the dude like got himself like a transgender prostitute, and he was talking all that anti-gay shit, like, oh, I hope no gay dude come in my ass. And it sounds like you pay $50 for that, sir.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, like this fucking dude is constantly bringing it up, like he's overcompensating.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out there wearing tight ass red pants. Like you're not looking that heterosexual, sir. Like what the fuck?
I think that's why I had to point out, just so people didn't ask questions.
Exactly. Yeah. He was like, "There's an elephant in this room, and he's gay as fuck." You might saying Darkstream is a friend of mine on YouTube. It said that School Days is a national treasure. To have my say, bullshit. Yeah, dude. I don't know what the fuck he's on, but School Days is definitely not a national treasure. But
wait, School Days, is that the anime with the one dude?
Yes, the one that you and Jet fucking put me through. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, goddamn y'all.
We gotta do that again.
No, we do not. Gary Egan says, "Yeah, well, I found all that shit when I was a kid, especially Eddie Murphy talking about swinging his dick." Think of Gary.
I mean, swinging your dick it's just a body part swinging in the air.
Yeah,
he like literally went on for 30 minutes talking about, oh, there's no hard F words in this audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, look at the like women, like Lisa Lampanelli. Dude, she used to like say racist slurs to the audience in the front row constantly.
She started that whole like white women like very like almost. It's not fetishization because now we've gone to the point now that the fetishization has become so negative that there's another word for it. But essentially, what she was doing is like she would make all those like BBC jokes we hear now casually, but she would take them to the point where it was extra racial for no reason.
Yeah, like she took something that was normalized and then tried to be exotic with it to the point of like, hey, let me go deeper into this particular joke, so I can still stand out by saying the same shit that everybody else is saying anyways. It's fucking crazy.
And now she's like a pink hair type, like SGW type, which is funny.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be able to say certain words, like bitch, your whole career.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy just to think.
That's like Monique, man. After the fucking charm school, you think she was that fucking principal in real life now? The way she acts and talks and shit, she got stuck in that character hard. Meanwhile, she's talking about someone's grandma or auntie having like old coochie, that fucking powder comes out of it and shit.
Wow, now I'm confused.
Like, that was an old bit of hers.
Well, shit. Yeah, I mean, I would want to watch that, but Monique talking about her coochie, I don't know. It might be a little strange for me. You might say a lot of people on the internet, we're talking about Chris Chen. I don't know who Chris Chen is actually. But yeah, dude. All I'm saying, though, really, it's just like I really do hope that people can laugh at the jokes, even if they go fucking insane, because that's what's gonna happen. People gotta do extra to stand out right now. You know, the Comedy Store is still not open yet. There's so many other places going down the shitter. Even Billy right now, the place that he works at and does entertainment for, Billy Brooks, you know, his place, they're doing like virtual versions of their shows. You guys gotta be more like open to taking things in a certain way now, instead of just always trying to find a way to blog about something. Because for one, it's like how long is this fucking discussion going to be about with Bill Burr? It's like, no, I'm pretty sure by the end of this week that no one's going to even remember this shit.
By the end of this episode, they'll forget.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the biggest thing about that too. It's like someone's willing to risk, you know, making someone look like shit over a joke, and then it's something like this. It's fucking stupid. And it's like there's going to be many other comedians coming up. They're going to be scared to say shit. Even like Norm Macdonald, he has this joke. Well, I'm not even going to do the joke on here, but like it requires the F word being in the joke. And I saw an interview with him recently where he does a joke, and Norm Macdonald's fucking hilarious, but he ruins the joke by saying a different word because he's so afraid to say the F word, and that's fine, you know, like you don't want to hurt people or whatever, but it's like it's a joke, and you already had said it. The gay guy can go on the internet, look up your old fucking bit, and then get mad for something you said a long time ago. So why change it now? Like you're here, you know, that's the joke. So I don't know, it's fucking crazy, but. Yeah, we talked a lot about jokes and I didn't tell any. What the fuck?
Doodoo.
Fucking doodoo. Fucking poo-poo.
You two can shit here.
This is the last thing I want to bring up really quick. We're going to get out of here, but I just got to ask this because I'm curious. And I don't know how fucking true this is, but here it is right here. It says, you can make $1,000 to watch 24 hours of non-stop horror movies this Halloween. Apply now. Now, right away when I looked at it, I'm like, ooh, horror movies? I could do that. But now I'm thinking about it, fuck no, I couldn't do that. But Roxy, I'm going to ask you, could you watch, 24 hours of non-stop horror movies for $1,000?
Again, I had the same reaction as you, like, fuck yeah, horror movies. Then it's like, oh, I'm older now. I can't stay up past 12 or else I'll fucking knock the fuck out. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't stay up fucking 24 hours.
And just watching horror movies, too. That's the thing that I can't, like, I can't sit there and just fucking, like, help me!
Linda!
Johnny! Barbara! Like, for fucking 24 hours? No, I can't do that. There's been times, dude, where, like I'll go to sleep and Jet's in the call or whatever, and then, like, I'll have, like, a thing we're watching, like, a bunch of horror movies or whatever. And then I actually feel sorry for her because, like, sometimes, like, I remember, Jet, do you remember that one documentary, Never Sleep Again, with Freddy Krueger? And you were saying, like, literally can hear people screaming in your sleep, or you woke up and, like, it's just, like, random white women, oh, God! Freddy just killing people and shit.
That's just my dreams in general.
But, yeah, it's, like, a little bit of that shit's too much. You know what I mean? I know, Gary, you can probably watch a bunch of them, but... Yeah, by the way, Jet, how long do you think you could actually watch a genre of movie just nonstop? You'll get $1,000.
Am I allowed to have, like, coffee or whatever? Or do I just basically gotta, like, keep my eyes open, like, taped?
You had to have your eyes open taped, but you can drink coffee to keep you going. But you can't be, like, on your phone.
I wish I could say I could do it, but I'm pretty sure, like, my sleepiness would get the best of me.
I think with coffee you could probably do it. But, Ganja, how about you, man? Could you do it? And by the way, just so everyone knows, no cell phone either. You guys sit there. You can eat shit, but, like, we have to watch the movies for 24 hours.
Honestly, I think I could do it.
So, the reason I'm bringing this up is that, do you want to do it this week? I'm just joking. I'm not going to fucking do that.
I mean, like, how do we sign up? That's my biggest thing.
Actually, I'm surprised you asked that. Here's the thing. Let me look this up. It's actually at the bottom of the screen here. It says, what you'll do. You'll watch 24 hours of non-stop horror movies this Halloween on a streaming service of your choice. No restrictions on choice. You can rewatch classics like Alien Dead, ridiculous horror comedies like Tammy and the T-Rex. You'll tweet updates about your experiences hunkering down with horror films for 24 hours. We'll supply you with $50 Starbucks gift card. There you go, Jet. $50 Starbucks. Right there. What we're looking for, you're at least 18 years old, a U.S. citizen, eligible to work in the United States. You're horror obsessed.
How come you gotta be a U.S. citizen to just sit down and watch a movie?
Because these fucking Mexicans trying to watch it. No, I'm just playing.
Bitch, you're Mexican yourself. Why you gotta outcast your own people like that?
Because horror, they. Hey, listen. No. Blade Disgusting says Mexicans can't watch this.
No, you know what's scarier than that? Latinos that want to be white.
Aw, that's every Latino. You ever wanted to get a really good job? Like that's what I'm always trying to do.
Not me.
No, I know.
Talking about my ex.
Yeah. I wish they could actually say something that's not so offensive, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, when growing up, I wanted to be white. I saw them with the suits and the big paychecks, and I wanted to do that.
Just a big paycheck.
Well, it's because what was deemed normal, and if you derived from the normal, you got shamed and treated like shit for it. So, pretty sure most Latinos went through that growing up.
But here's the thing: it says, "Here's a form. Fill it out. Let's see this form." Let's go down here. So, Gary, I hope you're watching this. It says, "How can you apply?" Fill out the form below. If you enter here, there's no need to apply over at cabletv.com. We've got you. Apply for highspeedinternet.com and cabletv.com's Halloween dream job. Dude, okay, you know what? I was joking. I literally just wanted to bring this up so we can end off the show with some Halloween shit. But now I'm actually thinking about doing this, man. This is actually really cool.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Get done, Diaz.
Gary,
you ate 18 of those caffeine pills, bro. Be fine. You'll have a heart attack, but you'll be fine.
Dude, I might do this for $1,000, and then I can I can jumpstart my Twitter.
Tweeting. What's the limit on tweeting? Do you have to tweet every hour, or does it have to be like every 5 minutes?
I believe it's
every
every hour. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Let me read this again. What'd you call it? You'll tweet updates about your experiences hunkering down with horror films for 24 hours and tell us which movie's the scariest. Okay, so probably like after every movie, you might have to say something, or whatever. But I don't know. Like, goddamn, I'm really thinking about doing that. That's kind of cool.
Babe, if we do this, can we cheat the system a little bit? Like, I'll take a nap for like an hour increment. No, they won't. Because you'll tweet on my thing. You'll just tweet for me.
Oh, by the way, I like how Roxy's smart. She'd be saying stupid shit like doo-doo and whatever, but she's pretty smart because right now, the way she asked that was like, yeah, you know, like you can do it for me. She wants to sleep while this motherfucker stays up watching horror movies.
No. I'm saying like you heard me. I said we could take turns in increments of like hour naps or whatever. Whenever we get tired, he would tweet for me, or I would tweet for him, or whatever the case is.
I don't know. That would be kind of cool. But, like, I'm so curious which ones you got to be watching. Honestly, this sounds like a pretty cool idea. And, Gary, if we don't do it, man, I want you to do it. I want to read your tweets and just have you be like, man, just watch this one bitch get cut in half. Yeah, bitch. You know, whatever the fuck. Like,
in response to you thinking that I'm dumb as hell, you got to keep them guessing.
Exactly.
Just let them think that you stupid.
That's why I make them think I'm stupid all the time. E-Mike, which by the way, I'll answer the other thing you asked earlier too, because you're saying that Diaz should do a review on Digimon the movie with Roxy, or if I can have Coleman do a review on it, because I'd really like to see a Double Toasted do a review on that movie. I wouldn't mind watching it at some point. It'll actually be kind of cool.
We gotta watch the Anaconda beginning though.
Wait, Anaconda beginning?
Yeah, they have a short called something Anaconda, and it's like this shitty ass cutout animation.
Aww.
And if you have to watch it, it's the only way to properly view this movie. You have to watch that beginning cartoon,
I'll watch
like
it.
every other kid that did.
Looking over here too, though. Let me see here. Ryan says, "I said scary film freak. 7 days a week. Weird ass movies. Hope your stomach ain't weak. There's some horror in this house. There's some horror in this house. You stupid ass.
That's some spooky ass pussy."
This show's over. Anyways, thank you for them bits, all of you guys, so very much. All them biddies on my titties. Gandra, why don't you tell
all
people
them spooky titties?
Oh, they're ghostly. They're delicious. So here's the thing, though, Gandra. Why don't you tell people where to find your ghostly titties?
The Lunati Podcast over at the Metropolis Collective, where me, the great Birdman, and the great Ruthless One are talking about politics, cultural stuff, break down the political debates that are going on today. So make sure you go check that shit out. Also, Cedric Farrell Williams Jr., the third, Skywalker, Solo, all that shit. Go check out his Sportscast show. Probably talking about how LeBron got his, fourth ring?
How to groove back or something?
Exactly. Go check that shit out. He didn't get his hairline back, but he got his groove back.
Good night. That was actually very, very good. People will see you tomorrow. God bless.
You get